All right, Coach, this is Coach Colthart coming back to you again from the 92 Meshgroup channel, your home for the air raid offense on YouTube. And today I thought we'd talk a little bit about bowl season. So if you'd like to hear why I think Wazzu and Oklahoma lost, stay tuned. There's two ways to win football games. You either do something better or you do something different. And if you can do something different better, you're going to be unbeatable. So, a lot of people in the last couple of days have been talking about what happened with the Air Force Wazzu game and what happened with, last night when Oklahoma just got the brakes beat off of them by LSU. And so, it's like, well, all of a sudden now it's because the air raid sucks and this, that, and the other. Nah, not really. LSU beat Oklahoma because LSU right now is the best team in the country. Period. And, Oklahoma had a lot of reasons, and Coach Riley would never use those excuses, but they had a lot of guys that didn't play. But even at full speed, LSU would probably still have beaten them. This is one of the best LSU teams that there ever has been. And I think that's really, really important to recognize that it's not about the air raid in that game. It's about the fact that LSU are those dudes. And I think you'll see when they play Clemson that you'll see that LSU is the real deal this year. And it is what it is. Now, as far as the Washington State Air Force game this is the best team Air Force has probably ever had. And Washington was very, very average this year. They didn't play very good defense. They didn't align very well against defense. And I will tell you this all the time. When I went to the college level, I thought for sure that X's and O's were going to be this big thing. But look, high school was a lot harder to coach than college for the simple fact that 1 week you see wing T, 1 week you see flex bone, 1 week you see spread, 1 week you see, triple option, 1 week you see power I. And you have to be able to play all of those positions. But at that level, at the college level, where all these guys are bigger and faster, I mean, there's a reason why they don't run the wing T in college. There's a reason why they don't run triple option in the pros. There may be this little concept here, this little concept there, but you're not going to triple option a team when their entire defensive front is 6'5", 300 pounds and runs 4.6. Okay, you're going to have to figure out how to do things differently. And I think Richard Sherman said that a little bit in the other day when he was talking about that NFL 100. He's like, errors of football are different. When the wishbone was killing people in the 60s and the 70s, offensive linemen were 225. Guys don't look like they do today. And so guys are bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic. And so that's why you see people going to things like the air raid. That's why you see people going to more of a spread offense. And it's not because they don't want to run the football or this offense is better than that offense. It's the defenses are that good. Watch a guy, sit there and run, a 6'5", 6'6", 290-pound guy like Julius Peppers was, running down stretch, from the front side of the defense. That changes everything. So you got to figure out how to get the guys to ball, the ball to guys in space who can score. And that's what it's about. And so that's why you don't see very many teams running, flex bone in college. You're going to have the Navies, the Air Forces, and the Georgia Techs. And those cats were really good at what they do. But there's two ways to win football games. You do something better or you do something different. And when you can do something better or something different better, as Air Force has in the past, as Paul Johnson did when he was at Georgia Southern, those cats were hard to stop because it was something you didn't see and they were really good. Now, in Washington State's case, they do air raid. That's what they are. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever apologize for being who you are. I'll never tell a coach you're an idiot for liking the wing T. I'm just going to tell you that I like the air raid better. I have my reasons. Mostly it's because it's how I can recruit my hallways. And that's just society. We live in a video game world now. These kids want to throw and catch and go to 7-on-7 leagues and things like that. And that's just a personal preference, but you can go down to Texas and they're slinging it around and winning state championships running the air raid, but all of a sudden the air raid sucks. It's a gimmick offense. Nobody can win with that. That's not the case, man. If you got the dudes, you can win doing anything you want. I've seen state champions run the wing T, and Shelby High School here in North Carolina has won like 5 or 6 state championships in their air raid. So you can win it however you want to do it. So I think what it is you just get good at what you do. It's about execution. But the one thing I will say about air raid, and I've said this a bazillion times, and I'll say it again, Air raid isn't about plays. It's about process. It's about being a rep-driven offense. It's about, limiting what you do and getting good at that. Okay? But when you're going against what LSU put on the field last night, it didn't matter what you were running. And I promise you, Air Force didn't want no parts of that. They didn't want no parts of that. Nobody wanted parts of that. And I hope Clemson gives them a ball game just because I love football. But I'm telling you, why did Wazzu and Oklahoma lose? They lost because they played teams who were better. And like Mike Leach said, Air Force's, game plan was really good. Keep them off the field. The same game plan Bill Parcells had when they played the Bills in the Super Bowl that year. Keep Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and Andre Reed and those guys off the field and let his offense grind and hope and Washington State had to hope that their defense would get a stop. And we know because Washington State made a change with their defensive staff in the middle of the year that they weren't comfortable with what they were doing on defense. And so, but to say that this offense is a gimmick or that offense isn't good because of one game, I don't get that. I don't get that. Those coaches coach really hard, and to say that if you like the air raid that you don't like defense is crazy because I love defense. I was a defensive coordinator. It was one of my funnest years ever coaching. We cut our scoring defense by over 100 points and went to the playoffs and all that good stuff, and I enjoyed it. But I just think the fun part of this thing is that it's a good conversation to have why one system is better than the other system. It's why we coach the greatest game in the world. Okay. It's, hey, you can do this and we can do that and we can compete, and I love Coach Vaught and them guys. I mean, I banter with him all the time. That's why I put that bet out because heck, if I lost, all I'm going to do is buy a couple of his books for some of his guys and support him. So the bet really supported him. And so I'm really excited about that. But like I said, to say that the reason why Washington State or Oklahoma lost was because of the air raid, I think that's being misinformed and that's being a little naive in my opinion. But like I said, I really appreciate you guys checking me out on the channel. Today's been kind of a little rant video. No big deal. We're back on regular schedule here in a couple of days. Still got the end of the year sale if you guys want to check out the basic edition so you can learn a little bit about why we say it's a process offense. We talk about practice schedules, and if you didn't get a chance to pick up the practice schedule wizard, that practice schedule wizard, you could adjust that to any offense. All you got to do is go in there and change the the period names and things like that. But it's a really cool Excel sheet if you want to pick that up. We got the digital bundle over on the side. And like I said, man, 2020 is going to be dropping in about a week. Really excited for it. And as always, spin it to win.